Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
Every day my employees get scam emails. I wanted to protect my business and clients, so I checked out CISA's Secure Our World. They've got 4 simple ways we can protect our businesses from online threats. Learn more at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.
Our area's most beautiful properties deserve the finest realtors. Meeks Realty Group. We focus on buying and selling residential and commercial properties throughout the tri-state area. Contact Meeks Realty Group online at meeks.us or call 304-440-1101.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
And a good Monday morning to you from the Parmar Store studio. Welcome to the show. Hollywood Jeff Petty is our producer today. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Ruth Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. We do the show from the Parmar Store studio. This week, Parmar will open up 5 stores, 4 in Ohio, 1 in Virginia. That's their first one ever in Virginia. Stores are in Worcester, Loudonville, Winesburg, and Howard in Ohio. The Virginia location in Lowmore, Virginia. Also stop by your favorite Parmar location, pick up a world's best chocolate bar, or a red stocking this Christmas season. All the proceeds from that will benefit the Children's Home Society of West Virginia. Remember, there's not a Parmar store near you now. There will be soon. And the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group. Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile and slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or a new F-150. Click or come by ThornhillFord.net or on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 in Chapmanville. Coming up on the show a little bit later on, we're going to get a visit from Delegate Kathie Hess Crouse. I got some things in the news that I want to cover. Interims are actually going on at the under the dome, and Kathie Crouse was able to kind of sneak away for a moment to join us on the show, so we'll talk to her about that a little bit later on. I hope everybody had a great weekend, but forget about it because it's all over. It's Monday now. It's Mayor Monday, too. Let's welcome into the show from the land of the generals. It's Mayor Randy Barrett of Winfield. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, Dave. How are you doing this morning?
I am doing fine, Mr. Mayor. Let me go ahead and take care of the pleasantries first in case I forget. Hope you and your family are having a wonderful Christmas season and have a happy New Year.
Yes, we are up there. We got over a little sickness after Thanksgiving, but we're all doing better now.
Well, that's good. I hope nothing too serious. I know there's a lot of ailments going on around right now.
Yeah, I wanted to, before I forgot, I wanted to congratulate the Winfield High School cheerleaders on winning another state championship over the weekend up there. They work real hard and stuff in there, but I want to shout out to those girls. Good job. Absolutely. Congratulations to them. We've spent a lot of time on the show lately with various municipalities, Mayor, talking about Christmas parades. So give me the info on Winfield's. Okay, well, it's the Winfield Volunteer Fire Department's been doing one for the last 4 or 5 years and really doing an excellent job. And we've been teaming up with them, and we have the finish of it down at the community center. But it's the 16th, this coming Saturday. The parade actually starts at 6, but the lineup is at the high school at 5 o'clock. They're going to judge for floats and prizes and stuff starting around 5:30. And then they will come from there all the way down 817 to Garfield Street and go into our community center. There we have a shelter there on the river, and we'll have fire pits. S'mores are donated by Cross Point Church, a new church here in in the city where I go to. Nazarene Church will be doing hot chocolate and a cookie table. The Pulse Church has got a photo booth, and of course we'll have Santa Claus down there, and so that'll start right after that. Everything down there is free up there, so we're looking for it just gets better and better. The weather last year, you just couldn't. It was just great. Well, just probably in the 40s, and it was great. So that always plays a factor in a parade. Looks like most of this weekend lucked out, and it looked like the weather was pretty good for most parades. So I'm hoping, praying for the best for this one this Saturday too.
Well, for what it's worth, the long-range forecast for this weekend looks pretty good. I mean, that's as my friends in meteorology will tell you, the weather cannot be accurately predicted more than 48 hours in advance. But it looks pretty good for this weekend, so that is certainly good.
That always worries me. I'd rather it say, well, it's going to rain Saturday. I think we got a better chance of it being nice than when they say it's going to be really, really good. That worries me more than they say it's going to be storming when it's just starting out.
And Mayor, you mentioned the role of the fire department in Winfield. They are a really, really big part of organizing this thing. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. This is theirs. We just team up with them. They've done that themselves, and they reach out to us, and we help them, and just put a word out. This is, I get calls for this and that, and I try to refer them to the chief or to the assistant chief. They're doing that, and then they started about the same time with driving around through different subdivisions, not just in the city of Winfield, but out Crystal Springs and Happy Days Mobile Home Park and up and down almost Amos. They drive around in the fire truck with Santa Claus on it, throwing out candy canes and stuff in the evenings at dark, and they're playing music. It is awesome, and they do such a good job. And I think that's December 11th, 13th, and the 15th. And you can go to either our Facebook page, the cities, or the fire department's Facebook page, and they're pretty good. They got the times of every subdivision that they're going to be there, and if it's not raining up there, if it's raining, they'll cancel a night and have another night. But they're really, they got it down pat. If they said they're going to be at 7:45 at a certain place, they're going to be there. They really do a good job. It's a good service the fire department does.
Talking to Mayor Randy Barrett here on Mayor Monday. Mr. Barrett, of course, is the mayor of Winfield. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. Brought to you in part by your local insurance experts from Brightway, the Maze Agency of Tays Valley. From your home to your car, even to your pet, Brightway, the Maze Agency will customize the perfect insurance plan for you. At Brightway, the Maze Agency, they aren't just agents, they're your friends and neighbors. Contact John and Sherry Maze today. 304-814-2509 or visit brightwaymaze.com. Mayor, there's a lot of talk in Putnam County recently about people moving in, and talk of Nucor and some of these other job opportunities that are going on in the Kanawha Valley. What can you tell us there for Winfield?
Well, we got a developer right beside the Baptist church just on the west side of it. He's building 38 brand new 2 and 3 bedroom townhomes that he's going to be selling, $250,000 probably $1,000 each, and I know that the first 3 of these buildings already sold, and rent and property homes in Winfield's at a premium because of Nucor. It's scary about people that's already moved to Winfield from Nucor, but it's the schools. Man, these young people, they do the research, and they come to Putnam County because of the schools, and they come to Winfield because of schools. So that if you want to sell a house for a certain price, if you really want it, you're probably going to have to bid $20,000 more for it. That's just the way it is. I guess it's a good problem to have, not if you're looking for one, but if you want to sell one and go someplace else, because you're going to have to recoup that. But the people come to Winfield because of these 3 schools, and there's just no denying. Then the grandparents come because they want to be the grandkids. I saw it. I've been here about 12 years, and it's been like this. I mean, it's more like this now, but it's always been like this because these three schools here.
I mean, Putnam County in general has got some of the best schools in the entire state of West Virginia. And again, I mean, Putnam County, you've got a very low crime rate compared to other areas. And that's why a lot of people are choosing. As you mentioned, the Newport people, a lot of them are choosing to live in Putnam County. Mayor, this is the last time we'll talk to you in the year of 2023. What's on the radar for the town of Winfield in 2024?
Well, we've got a grant in for our old sewer plant down there. It's a little less than 5 acres, and we're trying to get caught up there. It's for a splash park, pickleball, just various things down there on that 5 acres down there, kind of behind Advance Auto where the trees at. A lot of people don't even know it's back there. So that's our big thing that we're trying to do. We're trying to purchase some property here beside of us. We're in the works of that, and so that's something down the road that the city can do stuff with. We got a lot going on up there and a lot of behind the scenes, but we got a lot going on in Winfield. We got the new lumber yard that opened up right here behind us up in there, and I see trucks in there every day unloading stuff and people buying it and coming back out. So that's a big addition to the city here also up in there. So we're growing up there, and that's all you can ask.
Yeah, indeed. Mayor, before I let you go, I got to get you to tell a quick story. You told me you killed a deer while listening to my show.
Yeah, I did, Dave. Up there, I do enjoy your show. And up there, and I thought, I took my earbuds and my phone up there where I'm at, I got good service. So I just put one of my earbuds in my ear, and I was listening to your show, and it was about 20 till 10, and that buck come up there, and I still had the earbud, and you still talking when I dropped it right there. And then right before you got off, I texted you, and I said, I said, I've never killed a deer. And it's probably the nicest deer I've ever killed. Listen to the Dave Allen show, but I did. So I'll be doing it again every year.
Well, it's a tradition now. Normally people are just bored to death. It's not often that deer perish while listening to my show. Mayor, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Hope you and everyone in Winfield have a very happy and safe Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. We'll talk in the new year, man. Thanks a lot.
You too, Dave. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. 9:19. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you by Bridge Valley. Are you interested in improving your company's IT workforce? Well, did you know that Bridge Valley offers custom-tailored IT training to bridge the skills gap? At Bridge Valley, you can train for little or no cost. With a 50-50 salary match, Bridge Valley can also supply skilled graduates and apprenticeships for your company. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships for more information. Yeah, the mayor actually texted me, and I read it as a text on the show a couple of weeks ago, and said he killed a deer while listening to my show. And I had to ask him about that. We're going to take a break. Delegate Kathie Hess Crouse is up next. We'll be back right after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile during the Ford Black Friday Sell-A-Thon and tag yours at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or new F-150 truck and feel the power of innovation at your fingertips. Be winter ready and gift-giving in style. We'll even wrap it up with a big red bow if you want. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to come explore all that Ford has to offer with great options for your holiday travels and offers that will keep you smiling well into the new year. This ought to make your season bright. Click or come by. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all details.
Thrive with 5 at the best community bank in the Kanawha Valley, Poca Valley Bank. Poca Valley Bank is now offering a certificate of deposit special, 10-month APY, annual percentage yield 5%. Take advantage of this great rate to grow your savings. For more information, stop by a Poca Valley Bank location today or call 844-782-2651. Poca Valley Bank, where relationships matter. Certain terms and conditions apply. Rates based on minimum annual percentage yield. Subject to change without notice. Minimum deposit required of $10,000 of new money not currently on deposit with Poca Valley Bank to receive APY. Member FDIC.
Ho, ho, ho! Christmas only comes once a year, so let's start spreading some holiday cheer with a Members Choice West Virginia Christmas loan.
Now through December 22nd, you can borrow up to $1,500 with rates as low as 5% and up to 10 months to pay back.
Get everything on your Christmas list this year and apply today at 201 Ohio Avenue in Charleston or visit memberschoicewv.com.
Loans are subject to credit approval. Additional restrictions may apply.
Ho,
ho, ho!
A deeper perspective requires time. When you walk in your elders' shoes, you begin to better appreciate their choices, like automobiles. Deeper than mere looks, value, dependability, safety, and day-to-day usability become your new criteria. Now you understand why they chose to drive one of ours.
Find your new ride at Larry Dawson's Auto Sales in Nitro. They've been buying and selling cars for over 30 years. LarryDawsons.com.
922 phone calls to the Dave Allen Show and 580 Live, a service of Biggly Piggly Wiggly. When shopping at your Biggly Piggly Wiggly, be sure to join their loyalty program. You can save big at the gas pumps and throughout the store with their electronic coupons and free gifts on Fridays just for stopping by. From farm to table, Biggly Piggly Wiggly, the best kept secret in Charleston. Texting services provided by Fruth Pharmacy. Check out the Fruth Pharmacy gift guide for great deals this holiday season. Find gifts under $10. Super savers, hot buys, brand new products too. Find gift sets for men and women, toys for the tots, cozy throws, quilts, and more. Shop locally, shop Fruth Pharmacy, visit in store, online, or by phone, and try their curbside pickup. Fruth Pharmacy has been your hometown pharmacy for 71 years. Delegate Kathie Hess Crouse is here. Good morning.
Good morning, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing fine. She's in there taking pictures. Would you like me to just stop so you can take pictures?
No, I can take them while everything's going on. You don't have to interrupt anything. I'm a good selfie queen.
Please don't break my microphone. I appreciate you being here today because I know you have interims going on, and so as I explained to the folks stop the show, this little time frame actually worked out well because you yourself don't have meetings as we speak. There are meetings going on. I'm gonna have more on that coming up a little bit later on. What are you getting into otherwise though during the interims over there? As I said, now's the downtime, but what about what else is on the schedule for today or yesterday? What happened yesterday or tomorrow?
Oh, yesterday I had GovOrg committee meeting. Today we just have a general session. I believe it's on aeronautics, bringing in some businesses, hopefully to West Virginia. Tomorrow I have an energy and manufacturing committee meeting. And then just in between, a little bit of everything, working on bills, getting them together for next session and everything, because it is right around the corner.
Yeah, it's next month it's going to start. Now, are you running for re-election?
I am. I hopefully will be back in next year. Well, I'll be there next year, but hopefully for the 25-26 session also.
I want to bring this up, and Kathie and I have known each other for quite a while, so I can bring up things with Kathie. A certain journalist has made it a point to refer to you as a former. Just to hear me out here, to refer to you in writing about you as a former Hooters girl. Now, you have not shied away, from that. Editor's note, Delegate Crouse is also a microbiologist, so not just a one-trick pony here, or two or three-trick pony. Care to address your career as a Hooters girl or as a microbiologist?
I was a Hooters girl about 30 years ago. Proud of it. I was a Hooters girl while I was a mom of 3 young toddlers. I had a deadbeat ex-husband, and what can I say? It was a great way to make money, and the only thing I can think of with this tabloid-type journalist is maybe he tipped me too much and is ashamed that it got me where I am today.
I thought it was kind of funny because, again, I read it last week, and I think somebody sent it to me, and I read it, and I actually contacted you about it, that, despite everything else you've done, you're going to be known as a former Hooters girl. Yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, I guess that's a little different than being known as the gun nut that you are.
Yeah.
And I say that tongue in cheek, but go ahead.
Maybe I should put my old uniform on and a gun holster, and then I could be the gun nut former Hooters girl.
Heads exploding.
And then throw in a little bit of school choice, and we will just make everyone's heads explode.
I'm hearing, again, we're talking with Delegate Kathie Hess Crouse. I'm hearing that you may have opposition for your seat in the Republican primary. Why should Republicans put Kathie Hess Crouse back at her desk at the Capitol in May?
Because I have done exactly what I said I would do going in, and I hold the Republican values very high. I have voted exactly the way I said I would vote. I have not shied away from anything, even when opposition has came in and said, no, you need to do. Nope, this is the Republican values, and this is how we're going to vote on things. And I will continue that.
Explain your district to people.
So I am my district is completely in Putnam County. I have everything on the north side of the river from Buffalo all the way down to the Putnam side of Nitro. And then if you come over onto the south side of the river, let's start at John Amos plant, the AEP plant on 817. Go down to 817 to Mediterranean Breeze and the Parmar station. It ends right there at that little bridge there. And if you go the other way towards Winfield, it goes down to the marina. And then I come up around Bills Creek area to the interstate, follow the interstate to 3564 Split. And then I come down right there at Sheets there and follow Hedrick Road and Scary Creek back down to 817.
You got it pretty much down pat as far as the area.
I do. I'm trying.
What do you hear from your constituents in that area? What are some of the things that keep you busy as far as, because, when you're a member of the legislature, your phone, people have a tendency to think that you're only working 60 days. And that's not, if you're any kind of a legislator at all, Republican or Democrat, that's not the way it works. You're working constantly. When you get a phone call, you get an email, you get a text message or whatever from any of your constituents, what couple things are usually on their radar that they're concerned about?
The biggest thing, and I was just talking about this yesterday, the biggest thing I am contacted about is roads.
Yep.
Roads, every way, shape, form, every place. And it's usually not even just in my district. It's within the other districts of Putnam County, too. And it's like, well, if I can take care of it, I will. If not, here's the delegate right there for that one. But the majority of the calls are about roads, and then a little bit of everything else thrown in there.
What when we actually get to the actual session, things are going pretty well in West Virginia right now, but we're not without problems. DHHR is a big one, the prison crisis, although the prison, situation seems to be getting a little bit better. They're doing some hiring. What are some things that are likely to be covered once the session starts next month?
Well, I think we will continue working on the prisons. We've got to get our correctional officers, get all that straightened out, get their pay better, make sure we have them in. We are getting them in, but now we need to make sure we keep them in. So we need to finish looking at that. We, of course, need to finish looking at some issues that we addressed last session and maybe fixing a few bills there, continue reducing our income taxes for everybody, putting money back in people's pockets. So I think we'll have a busy session this session. We haven't came up exactly on what our caucus bills will be, so I can't tell you what we're focusing on as far as that goes. But I have a feeling it'll be a little bit of everything.
You sort of alluded to this, Delegate, a little bit earlier about school choice. That's one of the things that you and a few others, but you especially, have been a big proponent of school choice. Why is it so important to you?
Because I have learned from having 5 kids myself, 3 of them as a Hooters girl and 2 after that. But, I digress there. But I've learned every child learns differently. And some of those learn great in public school, and that's perfectly fine. But some need something different. It may work better for them in a private school, in a charter school, in a micro school, or as a homeschooler. And I believe if we want our children to succeed in life, we need to give them every opportunity to do so in the way that they do so best. Why would we want our children to fail and not do well in school when all we have to do is change the way they're being educated and they will flourish? And I want to make sure all kids have that. Luckily, I was able to homeschool our last 2, and it's been a great opportunity for them. I've graduated 1. My daughter graduates this year. They've done great. And I want to see other people have those opportunities. Maybe somebody can't exactly homeschool, but they can do private school, or they can do a micro school and let someone else homeschool their children. And now we have Hope Scholarship to help with that too. And so I want to give opportunity to every West Virginia child to learn the way they learn best.
I think sometimes there is a perception, Delegate Crouse, that if you are a big proponent of charter schools or homeschooling, anything other than the traditional brick and mortar high schools, middle schools, and grade school, that you're anti-high school, middle schools, and grade school. And that's not necessarily the case, as you pointed out.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'll graduate at public school. My 3 older children all graduate at public school. Now, was public school right for my 3 older children? For one, yes. Mm-hmm. He flourished in public school, did great. That was the right place for him. For the other 2, they really needed other options. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I couldn't give them other options. I was a single mom for a large part of their life. And then I just didn't know a lot about homeschooling until it hit me in the face that this is what I had to do. And I did so with the 2 younger ones. So just looking back at them, I think it would have helped at least 2 of them do even better in their education, to have a different opportunity and a different way to learn. And I see that with every kid. So, and we have plenty of families out there that will have one kid in public school, have another one maybe in a charter school that's nearby or a private school, and then they're homeschooling the 3rd child.
Mm-hmm. And thus the term school choice.
Exactly. What works best for your family, when, how, and just letting parents choose what is best for their children, because they know their children the best. Mm-hmm. And if that choice happens to be public school, then that's great. If that choice happens to be homeschooling, that's great. If it happens to be charters or micros or learning pods, that's great. Let's just give parents the choice and give the kids the opportunity to succeed in life and have a productive life ahead of them.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, presented in part by Pinnacle Consultants. Whether you're replacing a roof, remodeling a kitchen, or replacing a bathroom to keep it safe and keep it legal, get with Pinnacle Consultants. They could inspect your site, collect samples, perform lab analysis, and provide results within a week. Testing all renovations for mold, asbestos, and lead is the law in West Virginia. Visit pinnaclecorp.net for Pinnacle Consultants, because what you don't know can hurt you. Before we let you go, I want to ask you about travel, because I know that you, and I'm constantly following you on social media and other legislators as well, that you're going to other places and you're trying to learn things or see things that maybe a different state or different areas doing that we can bring back to West Virginia. Where's some of the places that you've been, and what have you learned recently?
Oh, it's been a busy year, but I've had a lot of downtime. So this was a year for me to be able to engage outside of our state a little bit more, to hopefully help bring jobs back to West Virginia. I have been to Nashville, Vegas, South Carolina, Florida. I've been a little bit of everywhere, D.C., Annapolis. I was just out in Vegas a couple weeks ago, or maybe about a month ago. But anyway, we went out there. A large delegation of us met with a business that we're looking at maybe trying to bring into West Virginia, to meet with them a little bit more, to see what they needed and wanted and what have you. And then I also attended the SEMA Auto Show. And what we did was, the delegation that went out there, we split up, I think it was about 700 businesses that were out there with booths and everything. And we split them up. We had about 100 apiece. And we went around to each of them and we talked to them. And we said, this is why West Virginia is a great place to either, 1, move your business, or 2, expand your business here. How can we help you? And we came back with a nice list of potential businesses to bring into West Virginia. So it may have looked like I was just out there having fun, which, believe me, I did. I had a great time at the auto show. It is absolutely amazing. I've never been to such a big show like that, but we worked our butts off. We did. I put on that week alone, I think 60 miles of walking. Mm-hmm. And we brought back dozens of businesses that were serious about, we want to come back to, we want to come to a low regulation state. We want to come to a state that has high ownership in houses. We want to come to a state that has preferably no income tax, but we see you're working on getting rid of that altogether. So we're happy to look at that too. So we had a lot of interest, and we're hoping that progresses on further and we can get some businesses here.
Well, they've been coming in, and I mean, it seems like it's constantly one job announcement after another. Last question: when you sit down, you and other members of the legislature, when you sit down and you talk about West Virginia, first of all, when you try to, you have to convince them that we're a state, that we're nowhere near Roanoke or Richmond. But once you get by that, what are some of the selling points of West Virginia? You talked about some of the things that they're working on as far as tax and regulations and things of that nature, but outside things like that, what are some of the selling points, in your opinion, for West Virginia?
Some of the big ones are like the high ownership rate that we have. The fact that we are within driving distance of, it's around 70% of the population of the U.S. So if they have a manufacturer here, they can send a truck out and deliver within a day's time to about 70% of the population. We talk about our school choice because a lot of people are happy with that. They like that we have that available, and they like the Hope Scholarship possibility that they can look at for their kids. We talk about the low cost of living here. And we talk about our beautiful state and how much opportunity there is to get out there and enjoy it, and the recreational aspects of the whole state. And all of that together really piques people's interest, and they're like, okay, this could be a great place for our family and our business.
Yeah. Delegate Crouse, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Where can people learn more about your campaign?
You can go to Kathie, Kathie, 4WV, Kathie, Kathie, FORWV.com. Or you can find me on Facebook. I'm there everywhere. Just look up Kathie Hess Crouse, and you can find my personal page. Kathie Hess Crouse for West Virginia is my campaign page. So I'm all over.
Easy to find.
I am very easy to find and get a hold of. And if anybody ever needs anything, they're welcome to call me. My number's 304-533-6396.
All right. Delegate Crouse, wish you the best of luck. You better get back to work over there before they realize you're gone.
I know.
Delegate Kathie Hess Crouse. Hang out with me 1 second here. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. From kitchens to paints to decks, straight framing wood, roofing, metal, anything else you need, you'll find it at General Hardware and Lumber of Winfield. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
Are you seeking ways to enhance your company's IT workforce? Bridge the workforce skills gap with Bridge Valley's IT training. Elevate your business capability with custom-tailored IT training that empowers your employees with certifications, continued education, and more. The best part? Training is low to no cost to your company. Bridge Valley can also feed a steady stream of skilled graduates and apprenticeships with a 50-50 salary match while training. Visit bridgevalley.edu/apprenticeships today.
Hey, it's Dave Allen for Parmar Stores, and yes, another holiday season is here. Now, you don't need me to tell you how hectic it all is with the shopping, the cooking, the decorating, family, and friends. Well, just remember your local Parmar store is here for you during the holiday season and year-round. From gas to groceries and all the other things you need or may run out of, Parmar has you covered. We are the official convenience store of Marshall University and of the West Virginia Secondary Schools Activities Commission. Happy holidays, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile during the Ford Black Friday Sell-a-thon and tag yours at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or new F-150 truck and feel the power of innovation at your fingertips. Be winter ready and gift-giving in style. We'll even wrap it up with a big red bow if you want. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to come explore all that Ford has to offer with great options for your holiday travels and offers that will keep you smiling well into the new year. This ought to make your season bright. Click or come by. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the Thornhill Motor Mile US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all details.
Every Saturday, you're invited to join me, Chris Lawrence, here on 580 WCHS for West Virginia Outdoors. We're on the air live at 7:06 with hunting and fishing stories from all across the Mountain State. Interesting guests give us insight into the outdoors, game and fish management, and celebrate the enjoyment of West Virginia's two most popular activities. West Virginia Outdoors, presented by the Peyton Law Firm. And if you miss us on Saturday, catch the replay Sunday afternoon. West Virginia Outdoors every weekend here on 580 WCHS, the voice of Charleston.
It is 19 minutes away from 10. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5008. In the heart of West Virginia, there's a profound force that goes beyond the realm of sports, transcending limitations and fostering a sense of belonging. Special Olympics, a remarkable initiative showcased in the latest episode of West Virginia Enriched, stands as a testament to the power of determination, unity, and unwavering support. See a video highlighting the Special Olympics at facebook.com/580WCHS. Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. As a locally owned real estate powerhouse, they specialize in residential and commercial properties. No property too big or too small for Meeks Realty. With their team of the finest realtors in the business, Meeks is your trusted partner in finding your dream home or your dream commercial investment. Call them today, 304-401-1101, or visit meeks.us. Hollywood Jeff Petty is our producer today. Text says, Dear Dave, one time I hit a deer with my car while listening to your show, and its last gasp it whispered, "No more Greg Thomas." That's a texter. That was in reference to Mayor Randy Barrett from Winfield in the Mayor Monday segment, who talked about hitting or killing a deer during in a hunting trip while listening to the show. Texas Dave, have you heard about the lady in Texas who needs an abortion because the fetus isn't viable, and if she doesn't get one, she'll likely never be able to get pregnant again? She can't get an abortion because of Texas fundamentalist religious laws, also known as Republican values. This makes me think those types of Republicans are the drowning guy who rejects all the help in the parable about God sending help, says a texture. Let me see here. Text says, if only Kathie Crouse supported the choice that's best for my family and children when it came to bodily autonomy, says a texture. Texture says, ask your guests, is Republican values calling our vets suckers and losers, taking away women's rights, anti-public schools? Again, as I stated in the interview with Delegate Crouse, I don't think that Delegate Crouse is anti-public schools, and I think she's more like a lot of folks are, and it's school choice. It's giving parents an opportunity. I'm a product of the public school system. Okay, that's probably not the biggest ringing endorsement for public schools. The fact that Jeff Petty and I went to public schools, probably not the biggest ringing endorsement for public schools, but nonetheless, it doesn't work for all kids. It is what it is. I understand we got a phone call. Let's go to the phones, Jeff, and we got Jim on the line. Jim, how are you, buddy?
Good morning, Dave. How are you? I'm doing pretty good.
Well, good. What's up with you?
Well, if my dates are right, today is Steve Animal's birthday, and I wanted to wish him happy birthday, and I hope he has one of the best. Mm-hmm. I got to work a couple birthdays with him at another station, so we go way back, and I won't tell any war stories there.
Well, I've got a lot. If you go to the Facebook page, Dave Allen Radio, I did a little thing early this morning for Steve where I posted pictures of him when he had the long old 1980s, early 90s hairband hair. So if you want to go back and see some of those pictures, I've got them posted on there. But yeah, Mr. Animal is celebrating. I don't care to tell people how old he is because most people are surprised he lived that long. So I will say happy 6-0 to Steve Animal from our sister station 98.7.
Well, I will be 69 day after Christmas.
Well, happy early birthday to you, Jim. I appreciate it.
And I share that with a twin sister who's recovering from a severe heart attack. She's down at St. Mary's, but right now she's doing good and she's stable. But just wanted to call you and say hello.
All right, Jim, I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. It is 9:45, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month at your favorite Huston's, get the special holiday packets, a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza, 10 breadsticks, 12 hot wings, and a 2-liter Pepsi, only $33.99. Find your local Huston's at HustonsPizza.com. I want to spend a little bit of time this morning talking about Thursday night's gubernatorial roundtable, or whatever you want to call it. It was in Morgantown. Hoppy Kirchville moderated it, and I had a chance on Friday to join Hoppy and Brad to talk about it. I mentioned it then, and I'll say it again. I think the Republican candidates for president could probably take a cue from the Republican candidates, at least the ones that were on stage in Morgantown last Thursday night. They could probably take a cue from them on decorum. And, of course, I'm referring to that crap show that they called a debate last Wednesday night in Alabama among some of the presidential candidates. One missing, by the way. In case you missed it, last week on the show, I talked a little bit about it. Vivek Ramaswamy is an ass. I said it. But anyway, back to the governors. I thought that the gubernatorial discussion, again, debates, by Hoppy's own admission, debate may not be the right word. They just had a discussion. I watched it. I thought it was. I thought it went great. Hoppy did a good job. And that's not me sucking up to him. He really did. Good points were made by all. Warner, Miller, and Capito. Some things I didn't necessarily agree with, but that's okay. Probably the two biggest takeaways, or two of the most controversial, if you will, comments, one made by Chris Miller and the other by current Secretary of State Mac Warner. Now, Miller saying that he would eliminate the state income tax on day one, which, I mean, we know that doesn't really work that way. Not saying he can't work toward it, but it's not going to happen, not in that fashion anyway. And Mac Warner saying point blank that the 2020 presidential election was stolen by the CIA. And by the way, there's more on that at the website this morning, wvmetronews.com. And also, as an added, I will say that prior to the show today, some of the folks with Mac Warner reached out to me about coming on the show to talk about those comments. I'm going to have the secretary on the show on Wednesday. I think it is Wednesday. And, I don't pretend to be as smart as Mac Warner. He's a very smart guy. Full disclosure, as you know, I've said on the show before, and I said it on Hobby, I did work for Mac for 4 years, 2017 through mid-2021. But, the courts have proven, and the courts have said that the election wasn't stolen. But it's getting attention. It's getting national attention, his comments, by the way, which is needed. You want attention. The worst thing for a politician of any party is to be ignored, which, don't get me wrong, he wasn't getting ignored. But now there are people really talking about Mac Warner, in his race for governor right now. And I will say, too, that the fact that current Attorney General Patrick Morrisey was a no-show at the debate. Now, in his defense, he says it's early, which I will agree with him on that. As it stands right now, and again, it's very early. But as of right now, if the election were to be held today, Patrick Morrisey will be the next governor of the state of West Virginia. And so maybe Patrick Morrisey just doesn't feel he needs to be there. And he wasn't. Now, he will join in other debates and forums, I'm sure, and there will be others. But it did also give the others a chance to attack someone who wasn't in the room to defend himself. One comparing Morrisey to Joe Biden, as in hiding in his basement, which, again, as I said on Hoppy the other day, if you look at any Republican in West Virginia and compare them to Joe Biden, you may as well talk about his mother at that point, because that's about as low as you could go in Republican circles as compared to President Joe Biden. Mac Warner said in closing there that the next governor needs to be a West Virginian, of which Morrisey is not. The forum, by the way, in case you missed it, is available on the website, wvmetronews.com. If you'd like to go back and watch it. It was good. It was very good. Now, there is another candidate on the Republican side that wants to be your next Secretary of State, former State Party Chair Chris Warner, the brother of current Secretary of State Mac Warner. Mac, of course, as I said, running for governor. Chris announcing at an event Thursday night in Charleston, and again on Hoppy on Friday, that he is running for Secretary of State. former legislator Ken Reed, current Putnam County Clerk Brian Wood, Delegate Chris Pritt, and former House Minority Leader and head of HD Media, Democrat turned Republican Doug Scaff, already in that field. So Chris Warner is in now. We will effort to get Chris Warner on the show as well at some point. I was thinking about this morning, and if Chris Warner is elected, it's going to save a little time because they only had to change half the name on the door. So they just leave the Warner part up there. Text says, Brad's story today on the Batwing radicalism of Mac Warner is a great piece. The Warners have lost their minds and went alt-right. It's freaky, says a texter. Text says, Dave, the votes in Georgia counted 3 times, says a texter. Text says, Republican values cozy note to authoritarians like Orban and Putin. Republican values is turning your back on an ally you guaranteed protection to for giving up nuclear weapons. Republican values are ruining America, says a texter. Texas Mac Warner really needs to lay off eating lead paint chips. Well, I worked for Mac Warner. I don't remember him ever eating lead paint chips that I remember. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is presented in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Birds invite you out for the Salango Law Dirty Birds Light the Night, presented by Go-Mart at the ballpark. Hours are Sunday through Thursdays, 5 till 9, 5 till 10 on Friday and Saturday nights. Please, 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 please get your tickets in advance. dblightthenight.com. That's dblightthenight.com. Come see well over 2 million lights plus ice skating and more at Go-Mart Ballpark during the Salango Law Dirty Birds Light the Night, presented by Go-Mart. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses live to make life better for you and your family.
As you shop for others, 4th Avenue Financial invites you to give yourself the gift of professional financial planning. What better way to start the new year than consolidating old 401ks, examining your current investments, and preparing for retirement? Call me, John Burdett, at 304-746-7977 or contact us at 4thavenuefinancial.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Incorporated. JW Cole Financial, JW Cole Advisors, and 4th Avenue Financial are unaffiliated entities.
Elevators. You take them for granted until they let you down. If you're working to maintain a stellar reputation, then let me introduce you to DC Elevator. We want to work with you to make sure your people get where they are going. What could be better than a new company coming to the area and already having 45 years of experience? DC Elevator is bringing a new culture of elevator maintenance, repairs, modernization, and installation to West Virginia. Don't leave your people hanging. For a free consultation, call DC Elevator at 304-345-7222.
Get ready to make the holidays bright this year in a brand new Ford with your name on it. Drive on down to the Thornhill Motor Mile during the Ford Black Friday Sell-A-Thon and tag yours at Thornhill Ford Lincoln. Slide into the driver's seat of a cutting-edge Ford SUV or new F-150 truck and feel the power of innovation at your fingertips. Be winter ready and gift-giving in style. We'll even wrap it up with a big red bow if you want. Hey, it's Sydney inviting you to come explore all that Ford has to offer with great options for your holiday travels and offers that will keep you smiling well into the new year. This ought to make your season bright. Click or come by. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the Thornhill Motor Mile, US 119 Chapmanville. Visit Thornhill for all details.
It's 6 away from 10. Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Fruit Pharmacy text 304-935-5500. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. Brought to you apart by East Coast Tees and the Vinyl Frontier. If you're a political candidate, East Coast Tees is more than just T-shirts. They can custom do embroidery on hat, shirts of all kinds. Make your campaign and your name stand out with East Coast Tees. Visit eastcoasttees.com and see what they can do for you. Text says Warner is a veteran and should know better that the election wasn't stolen. Is he that stupid or uneducated? Well, he's not stupid or uneducated. That's just his opinion. Text says Chris Warner thinks he's going to save the Secretary of State's office from Doug Scaff, but the truth is few people like Chris Warner, not to mention him nearly bankrupting the West Virginia GOP when he was in charge. He's not a leader. He's a self-obsessed opportunist. Man, well, negative here today. Text says, I don't like Morrissey, but how is he not a West Virginian? He lives here and pays taxes here, right? That's a citizen of the state. No. Yeah, I think, and I agree with what the texter said. The old saying says, I'm not from West Virginia, but I got here as quickly as I could. Another person that wasn't a West Virginian was Jay Rockefeller. But many people in the Democratic circles especially would have high marks for the former governor and senator, Jay Rockefeller. So maybe on my part, I should have said not a native West Virginia. Brad has a story posted at WVMetroNews.com. Brad's going to be a busy guy today because in addition to keeping an eye on the interims, attorneys for Governor Justice's companies and Carter Bank are set to square off in a courtroom next hour in Martinsville, Virginia. The hearing originally was set for last month, but was delayed until today. According to Brad's story, $300 million will be on the line for Governor Justice and his family's companies. Now, the lawyers will be making their case as to whether the governor and his companies will have to pay on the millions of dollars that were guaranteed but then fell into default status. It's kind of a complicated story, but it all goes back to, I guess, April of last year when Carter Bank filed to collect judgments of just over $300 million plus attorney fees and interest. Now, the claims cited personal guarantees by Governor Justice and his family, including Jim and First Lady Kathie Justice's son, Jay, who was named as an executive of the family's coal operations. The loans had come due April 15th of last year. Now, separately, Governor Justice's family companies have filed $1 billion with a B lawsuit against Carter Bank, alleging bad faith practices. Now, that suit was filed in West Virginia, and Carter Bank is trying to get the suit transferred to Virginia. Again, very complex, complicated story. Brad does a much better job of explaining it than I do. And Brad, of course, will be keeping an eye on that hearing today. Bottom line is, folks, when the public hears and reads about all these financial woes of Governor Justice, his problem with paying his bills, all of which were well documented long before he ever ran for governor in 2016, do they care? No. No one seemed to care when he ran and won as a Democrat in 2016 or when he switched to Republican and beat Ben Salango to get a second term. And now that the governor is facing Congressman Alex Mooney in the Republican primary to try to take Joe Manchin's seat in the Senate, does anyone really care? Apparently not. I've been talking about interims, and something I do want to get in here about the interims this hour, and I haven't had an update on it since I started the show. There was scheduled to be a hearing as part of interims with one of the committees, and they were expected to call in the heads of Mountaineer Gas and West Virginia American Water Company. Now, when I had Pushkin on the show a couple of weeks ago, he was talking. I think he's part of that. I saw where he tweeted or X'd something out about that. That was scheduled to begin at 9 this morning. Again, I've been kind of busy doing a radio show here, so I haven't had an opportunity to check on that. But again, Brad and Jeff and the entire news team will be following that. That was set to begin at 9 this morning. And going back to Manchin, I was watching Meet the Press yesterday. Former presidential candidate Mitt Romney was on there and said, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here, the Joe he would like to support for president in 2024 is Manchin, and not will run for president, but who knows. Speaking of presidential politics, got to wrap it up with this. See this poll that came out from the Wall Street Journal? In a proposed matchup for president, former President Trump beats Biden if the election were held today, 47% to 43%. Interesting to me, though, if the matchup was between Joe Biden and Nikki Haley, Haley beats Biden by 17 percentage points. Are you listening, Republican Party? Are you listening? All right, we got to go. Hollywood Jeff Petty, my producer. Thank you so much. Thanks to Winfield Mayor Randy Barrett and Delegate Kathie Hess Crouse. Jessica Hall is going to be in tomorrow to talk about the 40th annual Love Light Tree to benefit hospice care, plus more on the Charleston Police Department's annual toy drive with Astorg Motors coming up on the show tomorrow. Happy birthday, Steve Animal. I will see you tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM, 96.5 FM Charleston, 104.5 Cross Lanes, a WVRC media station. We're proud to live here, too.
Did you miss your deadline to renew your Medicaid coverage? You can still send your completed annual review form to Healthy Connections Medicaid. You may be assigned to another health plan, but you can ask to come back to First Choice within 60 days of renewed Medicaid eligibility. It's your family. It's your choice. First Choice is the right choice. Renew and choose us. Visit selecthealthofsc.com/renew to learn more.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.